Hello. So I have not done a video in a couple of weeks, and a lot of topics and things have been on my heart in regards to making a video. So this one in particular is going to be about fatigue and inflammation. I feel like those go hand in hand. Oftentimes individuals feel fatigued. They are trying to figure out the root cause of the fatigue, and it gets frustrating, right? Because we wake up in the morning, slept say 7 hours, right? 8 hours, and then you go throughout your day and you begin to feel fatigued, right? Sometimes even as early as like 10 a.m. After you've had your breakfast or something. And so I'll be giving 5 reasons why someone would struggle with fatigue, right? And this is just general, right? I'm generally speaking, this isn't medical advice. This isn't to illustrate or state that fatigue is not a true medical, it's not a symptom of like a true medical etiology. So say for instance, someone is genuinely iron deficient, and that is the type of anemia they have, right? Then yeah, absolutely, fatigue is going to be a symptom of that, right? And so I'm not saying that, you know, if you have fatigue, like don't go to your primary care provider because these are the 5 reasons why you're fatigued. No, that's not what I'm saying. I just like to do these videos, right? Because if we can say identify maybe 5 reasons why I might be fatigued, right? And I fix those and I work on those daily and I'm still feeling fatigued, okay, then yeah, I'm totally going in and I'm like getting this checked out, right? But we always want to, you know, do what you can every single day to prevent, right? To prevent symptoms, to prevent sickness, right? So the top chronic illnesses in America, right? High cholesterol, high blood pressure, obesity, diabetes, heart disease, right? All of those diseases have something very in common with fatigue, right? And it's that other topic of inflammation. So inflammation is the driver, it's the catalyst for a lot of chronic illnesses that we are now suffering from as a population, right? Specifically here in America. And so we think about these things, or maybe we don't. And it's like, okay, well, what is the issue? Why am I always tired? Why can't I lose weight? Why do my joints hurt? Why do I get headaches now all of a sudden, right? So reason number 1 is processed foods, okay? So if you wake up in the morning and you don't drink a full glass of water, like 8 ounces right off the bat, you can start doing that today or tomorrow, because it's what, 8:48 in the morning, okay? So tomorrow, start your day off, do that. Start with water, right? That's gonna awaken your body, get it knowing, okay, we are up, we are going, right? We go the entire night without water, so we need to rehydrate first thing in the morning, okay? So you get started with that water first thing when you wake up. You go into your kitchen and you're like, okay, let me get my coffee. Okay, well, what are you putting in your coffee? If you're putting in a very ingredient dense creamer, okay, that has a lot of different oils, a lot of different like sucralose, dextrose, right? And it's loaded with all of that, that is a driver of fatigue. Reason being, because that's gonna spike your sugar as soon as you start consuming that. And then right after you're done having that coffee, your sugar is gonna drop. And it's when that sudden rise and that sudden drop where we feel fatigue, where we feel like crap, okay? And that's how you're starting your day. And it's not to shame anybody, right? That's how I used to start my day. And so, you know, taking notice of the type of creamer that you're adding, or say you're adding a lot of sugar to it, right? Okay, let me kind of cut back on this. Instead of 2 teaspoons, I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon today. So becoming aware of how you're starting your day in regards to, if you're starting your day initially with processed foods, that's a no-no, okay? Because you want to feed your body the proper fuel to be able to carry you throughout the day, okay? And so you wake up in the morning, pour your cup of coffee, be mindful of the type of creamer that you're putting in your coffee. I specifically love to use Nut Pods coffee. It's a coconut and almond based creamer. But there are tons of creamers out there. What I tell my clients is look at the ingredients. If it's literally like almonds, coconut, cream, right? Boom, that's wonderful. No added sugar, no added oils, like that's gold. So just look at the ingredient list, and that's gonna be a really good guide about if it's good to put into your coffee. The other thing, right? If your breakfast contains a lot of grains, okay? So waffles, pancakes, French toast, fast oats, let's see what else, toast, right? Things like that, that's gonna spike your glucose, drop suddenly. You're gonna feel that urge to then put something else in your mouth, maybe like 2 hours after or something. There's nothing wrong with eating those things, absolutely not. I eat those things every once in a while, right? But I take notice of how my body feels after. And so a really good way, right, to carry throughout the week in regards to when you're going to work, or if you even work at home or whatever, right, is fueling your body with fiber, okay? And so you're having your cup of coffee, you're having some water, and then you're having, you know, if you eat eggs, wonderful. Make sure they're pasture-raised eggs. Pasture-raised eggs have a very high level of EPA and DHA, omega-3 fatty acids, which are super good for brain health, really good for in utero development if you're pregnant, and they're really good at decreasing inflammation in our body. Okay, so pasture-raised eggs, you can start your breakfast off with 2 of those, and then accompany it with vegetables, whatever it is that you like. So for instance, I like to eat a lot of kale. I like to always have the mix of like green bean, carrots, corn, organic veggies in my freezer, and I'll just get that, heat that up. I like sauteed cabbage in the morning. I like steamed broccoli, roasted cauliflower, roasted carrots, zucchini and onion and tomato is really good. Add in some cilantro. The options are, you know, there's a lot of different ways to incorporate veggies with your eggs, right? I used to have sweet potatoes all the time. For me, I realized that was really spiking my glucose and dropping it suddenly. How did I know this? Just going off of how I felt, right? So if I ate at 6:30 a.m. before I was going into clinic, and then at 8 a.m. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm craving like sugar, I want sugar, right? That's an indication that my blood sugar went up too fast, right? And dropped really fast. So then I'm like, I want more, I want more. And if you feel like that, the best thing to eat in order to raise your blood sugar back up in a very gentle manner is like a handful of like almonds, because it has protein and fat, which is going to help bring up that sugar level, but not in a super dramatic way, like a donut, which I also love. So that, all of that to say, that's just an example of a way that you can start your day, not with processed foods, right? If you start doing this, say you start doing this every other day, right, for 2 weeks, and then you start doing it every day, you're going to feel the difference, because processed foods and grains, they just drive inflammation, right? They drive fatigue. And when you think about it, if this is what you're doing every single day for 12 weeks, no, like you're gonna feel very fatigued and you're gonna feel very inflamed, okay? So processed foods absolutely is a driver of inflammation and fatigue. The second reason why an individual could feel fatigued, right, is not having a set schedule for sleep. So, and what I mean is by a set schedule is respecting that time to get a really good night's sleep. So for everybody, that's different. For my husband, he needs like 7.5 hours. Me, I'm more like 8.5, 9. And so we know that about ourselves, because when we don't get that allotted time every night, we can feel the difference the next day, whether it be brain fog or just feeling really lethargic, not really motivated to work out, things like that. So respecting your sleep schedule, absolutely. And then another thing too is if you struggle with like falling asleep or relaxing, right? Understanding, okay, like maybe after 12 p.m., no more caffeine, no more black tea, no more coffee. That will definitely help regulate the sleep. And then also to, you know, if you're on your screen watching TV, on your laptop, things like that, before bed, generally it's like 2 hours before bed, right? That's going to really interfere with your capability for your brain to produce melatonin, which is a sleepy hormone. And so decreasing that screen time, and or if you can't decrease that screen time, you have to do it because you're a grad student and you need to get things done, right? Wearing blue light glasses to help block out that blue light that really tells our brain don't produce melatonin. So getting on a sleep schedule is really going to help increase fatigue, right? Because when our bodies aren't used to a, you know, rhythm, that circadian rhythm naturally within our body, like we were designed to wake up when the sun wakes up and then go to bed once it sets. So one other tip is as soon as you wake up, right, if you're able to, going outside and letting the sunlight hit your skin, letting it hit your body and just taking notice, okay, it is time to wake up, we're waking up. Tip number 3 to decreasing fatigue, right, and inflammation is exercise. So, and that doesn't need to be 2 hours in the gym, like killing yourself with a HIIT workout and in the squat rack. No, it does not. Exercise can be 25 to 30 minutes of low intensity walking, right? Like as long as you are getting your body moving, as long as you are not daily sedentary, right? A lot of us, you know, have jobs where we're sitting at a desk or we're only getting up intermittently, right? And especially if you have that type of job, right? Making it a habit to just get some type of movement, right? Even if it's you have your TV on and you're like, okay, this is a 59-minute show, so for 20 of those 59 minutes, I'm gonna be right here doing a little circuit of push-ups, sit-ups, you know, lunges, side lunges, getting my dumbbells, just doing some action there, right? Any type of movement is better than no movement at all. And oftentimes that little voice in our head gets inside of us and says, well, you're not in your workout clothes and, you know, don't work out, blah, blah, blah. Like sometimes I work out in my pajama pants because that's all I can do with a 5-month-old. And I do it and I don't feel bad about it. I'm like, whatever, like I got my body moving and this is gonna help my body's metabolism stay up, stay running, utilizing that glucose that I just ate for energy, and all of that is supporting my body in a way to not feel fatigued and inflamed. Number 4 is toxins. So toxins are in our produce, fruits and vegetables. That's why buying organic is really important. I know that it's expensive, so I often tell my clients to follow environmental working groups, Dirty Dozen and Clean 15 lists. That basically tells you the dirty vegetables that you should buy organic and then the other clean vegetables that you could buy regular. So that'll help in regards to cost effectiveness of buying organic. But yeah, toxins are in the herbicides and the pesticides. Toxins are in a lot of wheat products, soy products, corn products, right? And so minimizing the consumption of those things or buying organic. Toxins are in our beauty products, in our cleaning products, right? If you struggle with asthma or allergies, right, really paying attention to the cleaning products that you're using. If they have chlorine, if they have ammonia, if they have very harsh smells to them, right, get rid of them, get them out of your house. You know, chat with me. I can point you to some really cost-effective, like plant-based products that are not going to be so hard on the respiratory system and or the skin. So yeah, toxins really become a burden to our liver because our liver can only withstand, right, a certain capacity to be able to detoxify our bodies. And then the 5th tip to decrease, or reasons why you feel fatigued, I should say, is we are a nutrient deficient society. Processed foods don't have any nutritional value. The food industry does not care about your nutrition. They don't. All they care about is, does this taste good? Will they come back and buy for more? So in regards to understanding that supplements are made to support our body, right? They are, and we need them now. 50, 70 years ago, maybe taking a multivitamin wasn't necessary, right? The soil was different. The amount of chemicals within the food was different. The water was different. Everything was different. The air was different. Everything was different. So now we live in a very toxic world, and those toxins directly damage our stomach. They directly damage our liver. Our liver becomes overloaded. We can't get rid of them. That's driving fatigue. That's driving inflammation. Not to mention, right, in order to detoxify, in order for the liver to do what it was designed to do, it needs specific nutrients. It needs magnesium, selenium, zinc, right? The majority of us are deficient in it. And so we have to supplement in a way that is going to support the body to do what it was designed to do, right? But it's multifactorial. It takes, modification of diet, looking at what you're putting on your skin, looking at what you're cleaning with, looking at what you're drinking, things of that nature. And when we do all of those things, then that is when we can really target to decrease inflammation, get you feeling better, getting rid of that fatigue. But again, right, out of those 5 things in regards to processed foods, sleep schedule, exercise, toxins, and being deficient in nutrients, right, the most important is just getting rid of the processed foods. Get rid of the processed foods, decrease the amount of times that you eat out in a week, right? Cap it at twice a week. That's it. 2 meals, all the other meals are going to be home cooked meals. I'm going to be paying attention to, decreasing my consumption of frozen foods because that's processed, right? Packaged snacks, process out. Cereal. I love cereal. And I used to have a bowl of cereal every night after dinner. And I'd be like, oh, I did well. I had my eggs and veggies for breakfast. I had my protein shake. Then for lunch, I had a salad. Then for dinner, I had, quinoa and veggies and my meat. So for dessert, I get cereal, right? And I was doing that for like 3 months. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like, why am I still addicted to sugar? Like, why am I craving sugar so much if I'm eating healthy, And I didn't know. I should have known, cereal is just sugar, right? Even when I'm like buying the healthier options of sugar. Not to mention most cereals have glyphosate in it, which is a very harmful herbicide that gets sprayed on our wheat it's a desiccant, which means it dries out the wheat faster for faster ability to like get the product out to the market quicker. But that is toxic, right? So I'm like, okay, cereal's out. So what I do, right, I'm a strong believer in 80-20 rule in regards to eating 80% healthy, 20% do what you want, be mindful, right? But I buy cereal every once in a while. And if I do, I'm extremely mindful. Is it organic? Is it a small box? Maybe like 1 or 2 bowls. And then that's it. I'm not doing that every single night because I want to feel good. Like, I like the way my body feels when I am decreasing my processed food consumption. So if you got lost and you're like, I don't know what she's saying, that's too much information, just cut out some processed foods during the week, and every week strive to do a little bit more. You're gonna start feeling better. And if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, let me know. I love getting this information out. It just it's taken a lot of years for me to get to the point where I'm at, so I understand, like, it's overwhelming, it's difficult, things like that. Share this video with others that you feel would benefit from it, guys. And if you know that, you would like support in this journey and you're just totally ready to do it, let me know. We can totally connect. I do 45-minute free consultations. with women who are ready to get started on restoring their gut health, detoxifying, and losing weight. So thanks.